Question 1. While traveling on a wet road, you need to make an emergency stop. What should you do? B. Keep both hands on the steering wheel. On a wet road, your vehicle may be more difficult to control in an emergency stop. Hence, you should keep both hands on the steering wheel so you can control the car effectively. Question 2. The actions of another driver have upset you. You should B. Stop for a while and take a short break. We all get angry from time to time, and this can be exacerbated by tiredness. In such a situation, you should try to take a short break before continuing your journey. Question 3. In an area with a tram network, you should drive with caution because C. Trams cannot swerve or change direction. Trams can decelerate, sound a horn, and be seen with lights, but they cannot swerve or turn if you are in the way. Question 4. Which of the following measures is most likely to prevent a thief from stealing your vehicle? D. An immobilizing device. An immobilizing device makes it significantly harder for your car to be driven off without your authorization, so it can prevent a potential car thief from committing a crime. Many thieves know how to easily defeat a steering wheel lock. The procedure will not be described here. Question 5. A 2-year-old child is traveling in your car. Which of the following is the most suitable restraint? C. A child restraint. By law, a child under 3 years of age must always be placed in a suitable child restraint. This is the safest type of restraint for a young child in the event of an accident. A child aged 3 through 12 must be placed in a suitable child restraint as well, except in special circumstances as described in the Highway Code, in which the child may wear seat belt. Question 6. What is the minimum age for someone to supervise a person who is learning to drive? A. 21. The supervisor must be at least 21 years old and must have held his or her own full license in the EU for 3 years. Question 7. Which of the following factors is most likely to lead to a crash? B. Low levels of brake fluid. It is vital to ensure that your car has sufficient brake fluid. Otherwise, your brakes could fail or become less effective, placing your safety at risk. Question 8. What is the main warning sign that your car is aquaplaning? C. The steering is lighter than usual. Aquaplaning is when your vehicle is skating on the water on the road surface, and the tires do not have sufficient grip on the ground. Your steering wheel may feel lighter than usual. Apply less pressure to your accelerator, and don't use the brakes until the car has slowed slightly, and the steering has returned to normal. Question 9. What is the main purpose of an emergency refuge area? C. To allow you to pull over there after a breakdown or other emergency. On a smart motorway, the hard shoulder may not be available. If you suffer a breakdown or other emergency, you can pull over at an emergency refuge area. It should only be used for this purpose. Question 10. You are about to start a journey, but there is snow or ice on your vehicle. Which part of the car does not need to be cleared of ice or snow? D. The bumper. In snowy conditions, you should only drive when it is absolutely necessary to do so. Windows, mirrors, and your number plate all need to be cleared of snow and ice. Question 11. You are at the scene of a collision where someone is unconscious inside a car. The emergency services need to be contacted. A. Immediately. In this situation, the emergency services should be contacted immediately. Unless there is an immediate danger of fire or explosion, do not move the unconscious person until medical help arrives. Doing so could make certain injuries worse. Question 12. What should you do if you are being followed closely by another driver? D. Allow the follower to overtake you as long as it can be done safely. If you are being followed very closely by another vehicle, being tailgated, try to stay calm and do not speed up, as the following driver will only speed up as well. If you can do so safely, allow them to overtake. Sometimes this is not possible, so the safest thing you can do is to gradually allow the gap between your vehicle and the one in front to increase to double what it should be by gradually slowing down. Question 13. What is the main benefit of the Pass Plus scheme? A. It can give a newly qualified driver more experience. Although Pass Plus is not compulsory, it can be beneficial to join it. You will gain experience with driving in all weathers and on rural roads. As an incentive to join Pass Plus, you may qualify for a discount on your insurance premiums upon successful completion of the course. Question 14. To overtake a cyclist, you need to put as much distance as possible between the person and your vehicle. This is because the cyclist may A. Need to swerve. Cyclists also have to react to hazards, such as potholes, pedestrians, or parked cars. You should allow them plenty of room so they can swerve to avoid such hazards without risking a collision with your vehicle. Question 15. Some road signs give orders. Except for stop and give way signs, what color and shape are they? A red circle. A circular red sign is a regulatory sign, showing an order that must be followed. Examples include no entry signs and speed limit signs. Question 16. After traveling through deep water that has gathered on a road surface, you should B. Reduce your speed and apply a little pressure on your brakes simultaneously. Water can decrease the effectiveness of your brakes. To clear the water and dry the brakes, apply the brakes very gently while driving. Question 17. Which of the following types of vehicles is usually least affected by crosswinds? A. Cars. Although strong winds can even push a car off course, cars are usually least affected by crosswinds. In windy weather, stay alert and keep full control of the steering wheel. Question 18. You are approaching a traffic light. Only the amber light is lit. Which lights will come on next? B. Red only. When an amber light is lit alone, it means that the traffic light is about to change to red. However, when both red and amber are lit, it means that the light will shortly change to green. Question 19. Which type of vehicle may have to follow an unconventional course on a roundabout? D. Long vehicles. A lorry or other long vehicle on a roundabout may need to follow an unconventional course or straddle two lanes. You should not attempt to overtake the long vehicle. Leave a generous distance between the long vehicle and your vehicle. Question 20. You should not use your fog lights in good visibility during the day, because D. Other drivers could be dazzled by the light. You should not activate your front fog lights unless poor visibility justifies it. You could dazzle other drivers and impair their vision temporarily. Question 21. What does the solid line along the left-hand side of the carriageway indicate? A. This is the edge of the carriageway. Solid white lines indicate the edge of the carriageway. This can be helpful at night or in conditions of poor visibility. The line will be broken as you approach junctions or where there are passing places. Question 22. There has been a collision, and one driver is suffering from shock. What should you do? A. Calm the driver down and reassure him or her. Until the emergency services arrive, those in shock should not be given food, drink, or cigarettes. Until they receive medical attention, just try to calm them down and do not leave them alone. Question 23. Petrol-fueled vehicles such as cars can harm the environment in several ways. Which of the following is not one of those ways? D. Commuting times can increase. Although rush hour traffic can be a nightmare to deal with, the greatest effects on the environment from petrol-fueled cars are the pollution of the air, buildings being eroded, and the depletion of natural resources such as oil. Question 24. You don't have time to remove your sat-nav, car radio, and suitcase from your vehicle. What should you do? D. Lock them away out of sight. Many thieves are opportunistic. If they see something they like inside your vehicle, they might break into it. By locking valuables out of sight, you can reduce the risk of theft considerably. Question 25. You are driving on a narrow country road and are about to overtake a cyclist. What should you do? A. Drive past slowly and with caution, with plenty of space between you and the cyclist. You should keep plenty of distance between you and the cyclist. Watch out for any hazards or road openings. Do not drive quickly or use your horn, because that might startle the cyclist. Question 26. While driving in the town center, you notice that there is a stationary bus located at the bus stop on the other side of the road. You should exercise greater caution because A. Pedestrians may attempt to cross the road from behind the vehicle. You should continue driving but remain alert for pedestrians who may be trying to cross from behind the bus. They may have just disembarked and hence may be more difficult to see. Question 27. What's the main hazard shown in this picture? A. The cyclist crossing the road. Look at the picture carefully and try to imagine you're there. The cyclist in this picture appears to be trying to cross the road. You must be able to deal with the unexpected, especially when you're approaching a hazardous junction. Look well ahead to give yourself time to deal with any hazards. Question 28. What should you do if a driver pulls out of a side road in front of you, causing you to brake hard? D. Ignore the error and stay calm. Be tolerant if a vehicle emerges and you have to brake quickly. Anyone can make a mistake, so don't react aggressively. Be alert where there are side roads and be especially careful where there are parked vehicles, because these can make it difficult for emerging drivers to see you. Question 29. You're waiting to turn right out of a minor road. It's clear to the left, but a lorry is coming from the right. Why should you wait, even if you have enough time to turn? B. Anything overtaking the lorry will be hidden from view. Large vehicles can hide other vehicles that are overtaking, especially motorcycles. You need to be aware of the possibility of hidden vehicles, and not assume that it's safe to turn. Question 30. What's the national speed limit on motorways for cars and motorcycles? B. 70 miles per hour. Traveling at the national speed limit doesn't allow you to hog the right-hand lane. Always use the left-hand lane whenever possible. When leaving a motorway, get into the left-hand lane well before your exit. Reduce your speed on the slip road and look out for sharp bends or curves and traffic queuing at roundabouts. Question 31. Which vehicles aren't allowed to use the right-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway? A. Vehicles towing a trailer. On the motorway, any vehicle towing a trailer is restricted to 60 miles per hour. It isn't allowed in the right-hand lane, as it might hold up faster-moving traffic that wishes to overtake in that lane. Question 32. You're traveling along a motorway. Where would you find a crawler or climbing lane? D. On a steep gradient. Large slow-moving vehicles can hinder the progress of other traffic. On a steep gradient, an extra crawler lane may be provided for slow-moving vehicles to allow faster-moving traffic to flow more easily. Question 33. What does this sign mean? C. No right turn. The no right turn sign may be used to warn road users that there's a no entry prohibition on a road to the right ahead. Question 34. You're about to overtake. What should you do when you see this sign? B. Hold back until you can see clearly ahead. You won't be able to see any hazards that might be hidden in the dip. As well as oncoming traffic, the dip may conceal cyclists, horse riders, parked vehicles, pedestrians in the road. Question 35. What does this motorway sign mean? B. Temporary maximum speed 50 miles per hour. Look out for signs above your lane or on the central reservation. These will give you important information or warnings about the road ahead. To allow for the high speed of motorway traffic, these signs may light up some distance from any hazard. Don't ignore the signs just because the road looks clear to you. Question 36. What does this sign indicate? C. A diversion route. When a diversion route has been put in place, drivers are advised to follow a symbol, which may be a black triangle, square, circle or diamond shape on yellow background. Question 37. What color are the reflective studs between the hard shoulder and the left-hand lane of a motorway? C. Red. Red studs are placed between the edge of the carriageway and the hard shoulder. Where slip roads leave or join the motorway, the studs are green. Question 38. You're on a 3-lane motorway. Which lane are you in if there are red reflective studs on your left and white ones to your right? D. In the left-hand lane. The colors of the reflective studs on the motorway and their locations are red between the hard shoulder and the carriageway, white between lanes, amber between the carriageway and the central reservation, green along slip road exits and entrances, bright green/yellow at roadworks and contraflow systems. Question 39. You're looking for somewhere to safely park your vehicle. Where would you choose to park? C. In a designated parking space. It may be tempting to park where you shouldn't while you run a quick errand. Careless parking is a selfish act and could endanger other road users. Question 40. When may you sound your vehicle's horn? A. To warn others of your presence. Never sound your vehicle's horn aggressively. You mustn't sound it when driving in a built-up area between 11:30 p.m. and 7 a.m., or when you're stationary, unless another road user poses a danger. Don't scare animals by sounding your horn. Question 41. Why are place names painted on the road surface? D. To help you select the correct lane in good time. The names of towns and cities may be painted on the road at busy junctions and complex road systems. They guide you into the correct lane in good time, allowing traffic to flow more freely. Question 42. What should you do when you're following a motorcyclist along a road that has a poor surface? C. Allow extra room in case they swerve to avoid potholes. To avoid being unbalanced, a motorcyclist might swerve to avoid potholes and bumps in the road. Be prepared for this and allow them extra space. Question 43. You're in the right-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway. What do these overhead signs mean? D. Move to the left and reduce your speed to 50 miles per hour. You must obey these signs, even if there appear to be no problems ahead. There could be queuing traffic or another hazard that you can't see yet. Question 44. You're traveling along a motorway. When are you allowed to overtake on the left? D. When in queues and traffic to your right is moving more slowly than you are. Never overtake on the left, unless the traffic is moving in queues, and the queue on your right is moving more slowly than the one you're in. Question 45. What's a statutory off-road notification, SON? B. A notification to tell dvla that a vehicle isn't being used on the road. If you want to keep a vehicle untaxed and off the public road, you must make a SON. It's an offense not to do so. Your SON is valid until your vehicle is taxed, sold or scrapped. Question 46. What can you expect if you drive using rapid acceleration and heavy braking? A. Increased fuel consumption. Using the controls smoothly can reduce fuel consumption by about 15%, as well as reducing wear and tear on your vehicle. Plan ahead and anticipate changes of speed well in advance. This will reduce the need to accelerate rapidly or brake sharply. Question 47. You stop on the hard shoulder of a motorway and use the emergency telephone. Where's the best place to wait for help to arrive? C. Well away from the carriageway. When you're on the hard shoulder, you're at risk of being injured by motorway traffic. The safest place to wait is away from the carriageway, but near enough to see the emergency services arriving. Question 48. You arrive at the scene of a crash where someone is bleeding heavily from a wound in the arm. Nothing is embedded in the wound. What could you do to help? B. Apply pressure over the wound. If possible, lay the casualty down. Protect yourself from exposure to blood and, when you're sure there's nothing in the wound, apply firm pressure using clean material. Question 49. A casualty isn't breathing normally and needs CPR. At what rate should you press down and release on the center of their chest? C. 120 times per minute. If a casualty isn't breathing normally, cardiopulmonary resuscitation (CPR) may be needed to maintain circulation. Place 2 hands on the center of the chest and press down hard and fast, around 5 to 6 centimeters, and about twice a second. Question 50. When must your vehicle have valid insurance cover? A. Before you can tax the vehicle. Your vehicle must have valid insurance cover before you can tax it. If required, it will also need to have a valid MOT certificate. You can tax your vehicle online, by phone or at certain post offices.